Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. It's a nice, tight single on your boy, Gus. That's Cole.
I'm Chris.
This is Barbara.
And still Gus over here.
And Gus is over here,
Gus
too.
over there. I'm everywhere.
I'm surrounded by Gus on all sides.
Chris sat down over there, and he put my pillow on his lap, and he went, I shouldn't do that.
I did like this. And I was like, oh, no.
But then he said, this is okay.
This is okay.
This is better.
Yeah.
The Gus Sorola pillow.
He belongs there.
Yeah.
Not available in any store near you.
Keeps you warm at night.
Before we go any further, I feel I absolutely need to mention this is a pre-tape. This is pre-recorded, which is we're recording it in the morning, which is why Barbara and I are both drinking coffee.
Cheers.
On set. Normally, I don't drink coffee during the live podcast. I like drinking coffee in the morning, and lots of days I'll drink coffee in the afternoon too. But I will absolutely not drink coffee in the afternoon on Mondays.
Why?
Because coffee makes me pee.
Oh.
And during the I'm gonna probably I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sit through this whole podcast.
I don't know if you've ever left. Have you left a podcast?
I left once. I had diarrhea during the post show when Jessica Negri was on.
Yeah.
Like she was. What was she like? Yeah, Jessica Negri was here. We were doing the post show of the other stage. I was like, I gotta go, and I left for a couple minutes and came back. I was like, yeah, that was awful.
Oh my god.
No.
That's the only time I've ever left.
Wow.
Yeah, because I can't recall you ever having to leave for the bathroom.
Even I think out of all the episodes, even back at like the Congress office and everything,
Man.
I don't think I've ever had to leave.
Every
Consummate
time I've
professional.
had to go, I feel so bad. You do such a good job of guilting me.
I don't try to guilt anyone.
Well,
if you gotta go, you gotta
I
go.
had to leave last podcast to
fine.
pee.
Maybe I'm inferring it.
Yeah, maybe. I think this is
I
self-inflicted guilt.
Yeah, I definitely used to guilt people in the early days, especially because like back then, people would show up for the podcast and drink like 3 or 4 beers right at the top. Like, what are you doing? You're gonna have to
Do
pee.
you remember when we used to drink on the podcast?
Yeah.
Like, that was I used to have like 2-3 beers every podcast.
Me too. And I
we
see.
burn up.
Hey, why not bring it back right now
Right now,
at 10 in
10
the
a.m.
morning?
on a Wednesday morning, celebrating Hump Day. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
In comments every now and then, I see people ask about off-topic specifically. Like, they're like, is there like some company rule where people don't drink on camera anymore? I was like, no one ever.
We're just
told
getting
us
older.
to stop. Yeah, I think the timing was probably such that when like the pandemic happened and we had to switch to like remote recording, we kind of got out of that habit, I think. And then now we've come back. Even when we came back initially, there was like there was a rule briefly because of COVID restrictions. Like you could only have, I think, 2 beers.
Something like that.
Or like 1 or
Yeah.
2. And then I think we just like, everyone just kind of like stopped and we just haven't gotten back into that.
Well, it used to be like it was like social drinking, like showing
Yeah.
up and drinking with your friends. And I don't know about y'all, I don't feel super great about like sitting in front of my computer and slamming like
Slamming some brews.
Hey, speak for yourself, Cole.
at 5 p.m. on a Monday.
It's funny because both Gavin and I, during quarantine, when we were like working from home that whole time, we both, I think, had a small case of White Claw each. And it took us, I think, the entire 2 years to go through like an entire case because we would just have one White Claw on the podcast and that was it.
But I also largely stopped drinking. I didn't like 100% stop drinking, but it's almost 2 years ago now. Like I really significantly stopped where I might have a drink every 4 or 5 months at this point. Like it's not at all like before. Like you said, getting older and just like really letting the foot off the gas.
Especially during the quarantine time. Like Trevor and I are not really big drinkers at all. And like the only time we really drink is like if we go out for someone's birthday or like something where it's like, yeah, we'll get a drink or like a nice dinner, we'll get a glass of wine or whatever it is. Although I think I might be developing an allergy or an intolerance to alcohol.
Uh-oh.
Why do you say that?
Because lately, if I go out, it's usually wine too that does this to me. I'll have 1 glass of wine and then all night my heart will be racing really fast. I'll feel sick to my stomach and I'll wake up feeling like shit after just 1 glass. And it's like, it's happened almost every time I've had wine in the last like 3 or 4 months.
It's I think people do sometimes have intolerance to wine. You're not a very tolerant person, Barbara. It's like the nitrates in it. Like I think normally people get like headaches and stuff.
Yeah,
the tannins.
Yeah, the tannins.
You said it too. Oh my god.
Oh, is it something you could develop over time? Because I did. Okay.
I think like every allergy you can develop over time.
Tannen's been at this town they gone way back. Biff
that's-
Tannen. Sorry,
Those are
Back to the
Tannens.
Future.
Yeah.
I think also, I think he's spoken about this publicly. Jeremy also, I think, has developed a bit of a allergy to alcohol.
Oh, really?
We're
And
like-
John lost his allergy to alcohol.
I know. I'm not allergic.
I think he gave it to
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
Like,
Chris is like, I'm riding high. I'm good, baby.
No.
I have a friend of mine who is like very allergic to wine, or not to wine, to alcohol in general. I don't know if it's allergic, but he does not react well to alcohol, and maybe he can have one drink, maybe, and like that one drink might take him to Barf Town.
Yeah.
Like lots of
Barf
time.
Town.
Yeah.
Not
That's
worth
not
it.
worth it.
USA.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Never
It
worth
isn't.
it.
Yeah, I
You're
think
just
I'm
too
still
much.
okay with like clear liquors, like vodka and tequila. I don't think have caused me any issue, or gin. But I'm also like,
I have
I
issues.
don't really find that much joy in drinking.
I have issues with gin, but not for any of these reasons. Just
Did it
'cause-
wrong
What
you?
did gin do to your
did gin-
family?
Were you betrayed by the
gin.
gin?
Did Jin not pay rent?
Yeah, gin was bad to me. I don't know if I ever told this story. I'll tell it. When I was like, I guess it was 18, because it was whenever I came back from college when I was a freshman. My friend Mary she had super like protective parents, and so all through high school she would like no one had ever been to her house. She never like I don't even think
Very
we'd even
secluded.
met her parents. Really,
Wow.
I had because they'd come by when I worked Marble Slab, give them ice cream. She'd be like, hey, so they knew me barely. I was the guy who
Did
slurped ice cream.
they tip?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Probably not.
Slide him an extra scoop every once in a while. Hey.
Yeah. Another slab.
Yeah.
But so then there was one night during the summer when we came back from freshman. She was like, "Hey, my parents are out of town for the weekend. We're having a party at my place."
Woo.
Hell yeah.
And-
Mary.
yeah, and so we were like, "Okay, we can do this." So we all went to Mary's place and we got a ton of drinks, and that was also the first time I had gin. And I remember
Bad boy.
I was already a little under the influence, and
underage.
underage. Don't drink and underage and drive. Either.
Don't do anything.
Either
illegal.
anything in the story, don't do.
Do
Except for
not-
work at Marble Slab, you can do that.
Do
Yeah,
not
do that.
follow Chris's suit here.
Yeah, I mean, there were some people who were over 21.
Or hanging out
Or
with
don't
you
buy
guys.
alcohol for minors.
College. You're in college, right?
Yeah, we were in college.
So you're with college kids, some
Yeah.
of which are probably.
We were
Okay, that makes
we were
sense.
all
Yeah.
like 19 or 20 at least.
Okay. Yeah, you were probably 19 if it was.
Yeah. And then so I tasted gin for the first time, and I think at first I liked it. I was like, "Oh my god, it tastes like Christmas trees. This is amazing!" You know.
That's a very Chris response.
And then so I was like, "I'm drinking more Christmas trees. Give me liquid Christmas trees." And then I drank too much Christmas tree, had too much Christmas spirit.
Christmas was ruined.
Christmas spirits.
And-
That's good.
Oh.
And I remember, like, my friend PJ, he'd already had too much Christmas tree, and he was throwing up, and then I was throwing up in the toilet. We were both throwing up, and then at some point, we both passed out. We were in, I think, Mary's parents' bed.
Oh, no.
And then she had to go to work the next morning. She had, like, an early, like, I think she
And
worked
there were
at,
still
like,
people who were at the
yeah,
party.
oh,
like,
yeah.
in her house?
It was mostly, like, probably 10 of us that crashed there.
Okay.
I think we were all guys. She hung out with a lot of guys. Not bad.
Oh, no. Just, hey, I get it.
Yeah.
I got a lot of guy friends.
And she had to go work the next morning. She goes to work. We're sitting there, and then my friend PJ, like, wakes me up like, early, and he's like, "Hey, there's, like, workers at the door." And I'm like, "Okay." It's like, "Should we answer the door?" I'm like, No. It's like, "Well, what are we supposed to do?" It's like, well, her parents are out of town, and she's at work. We should not. We should just pretend like no one's here.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
what.
Right, because you're not supposed
Yeah.
to be there.
Right.
And then I was like, he's like, "Go back to sleep." And he's like, "Okay." And then I go to sleep. And then he's like, "Hey, Chris, they're like working in the yard and like they're like, they're here." I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine. Go back to sleep. That's what they're probably here to do
Yeah.
stuff in the yard."
It's weird to hear a story where Chris is the rational one, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And then I go back to sleep, and then the third time I wake up, I look up because someone's entering the door, and it's Mary's dad.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
And I just look up, and I'm like, "What do I do?" I'm just like froze. He's just
You're frozen like a marble slab ice cream.
Full circle.
and this is like me. I'm in his bed,
Yeah.
and he just like looks like didn't say a word, just like he was like moving in like horror, like just stunned, and then he goes and pulls back the bed because my friend PJ was under the covers.
Like hiding or
Yes.
Yeah,
he
because they'll
pulls
never find him.
he pulls back the covers, and then my friend PJ's like wide-eyed, just like, and then the only word he said while we were there was, he goes, "Wow," and then just walked out. And then I was like, "Time to go."
Did you all just walk out without saying anything?
well,
So, like, well, what's he gonna do to them? Like, he's gonna be mad at his kid probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so I'm like putting my clothes on, and PJ's like, "What do we do?"
you would take it.
that was.
Well,
the
I mean,
well, I was
threw
drunk
up,
and I
yeah.
threw
Yeah.
up, and I wasn't naked.
I figure you just passed out with your clothes on. You
no,
went-
I had
well,
taken,
I don't think he made the conscious
probably took
decision.
your
I think it was
jeans off?
just
yeah, I took my
drunk
jeans
brain,
off.
just
I was
like,
wearing a
ugh.
shirt.
Okay, so you're in a shirt and boxers.
A shirt and boxers. And then
Don't want to sleep.
I
in
was like,
jeans.
I don't know if PJ was wearing a shirt. But anyway, PJ was like, "What do we do? Like, go get dressed and let's go. Like, let's get out of here." So then we're like, there's like all an exodus of
dudes.
like hungover guys, like, and then we're like trying to get out really quick, and then we like walk out and like, "Oh crap, we forgot the alcohol." And so
God.
and then
no.
I
it's
was
lost.
not going to go
No.
back for it, but then my friend Kevin's like, I'm not going to, and he runs back and he grabs it all because they'd been stacking it on the table, and he grabs it and then runs back, and then we like book out of there.
Oh my God.
And then like we're like we're calling Mary, and we're like, "Hey, your parents just showed up." She's like, "Nah." She didn't believe us. She thought we were joking. We're like, no, they're like there, and we were all there, and they're not happy, at least according to the WoW. And
Maybe it was a good wow. It wasn't like an Owen
Wow.
Wilson? Wow.
Like, I'm impressed. My daughter has friends.
Yeah, but we were in his bed.
Wow.
And the other funny thing too is then we're like, oh wait, Matthew's calling us. We'd left him.
Is this another guy at the party?
We'd left him at the house, and I was like, wait, what happened to Matthew? And
Maybe
then-
he was hiding under the sheets
No,
in another bed.
Well, apparently my friend Cody was like trying to wake him up, and he wouldn't.
I just love the idea of this guy Matthew waking up in a house and it's like Mary's whole family and no one else from the party. He's just like,
Yep.
hi, Mr. and Mrs.
And he said like it was Mary's mom's like, did you get left? And he goes, yeah. and then he said he tried to just go back to sleep.
What?
I don't know. He might have been joking.
Still a little drunk.
Still
Yeah.
definitely hungover and drunk. And then we had to go get him, and we found him. He was like jogging on the side of the road, but then he like
Why was he jogging?
because he was running from the house.
But why run?
I don't know.
What you should have done.
And then he threw up.
Of course he
got
did.
in the car, and then we drove for a few minutes, and he's like, pull over. And he got out and threw up.
What you should have done is you should have pretended to be the workers.
Bed inspection.
Go out there and be like, go out there and help them with whatever they're doing.
I
Like, oh, we just needed a nap.
I love how this whole story is just your story of why you hate gin.
Anyway, yeah, that's why I hate gin.
Yeah.
Because
The first time I
Mary's
had it,
family.
I got
Matthew threw
sick.
up.
Yep.
I can't imagine being the parent in that situation. I'm like old enough now to where I can't imagine coming home and it's like finding a bunch of kids in your house and like you get it to your bedroom and there's a young Chris Demarais and some other
Some other
kid trying to
dude.
hide under the blanket and you're just that's the
Wow.
part. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. I feel like I'd be like, all right, well,
I'd be like,
you're at home.
I
You're
mean,
Get the fuck out of my bed.
Probably
You could have
like-
fallen asleep anywhere.
Probably whenever you get there, the first tip is that there's a bunch of cars in your driveway. Just like
Yeah.
like 10 guys worth of cars.
But maybe they think it's the workers who showed up too.
But there's also those cars.
Yeah.
So you're like, there's a lot of workers
There's a
here
lot of
today.
people here.
What did you ever find out what happened? Like she thought her parents would still be out of town.
They were supposed to go for 2 days, and I think they ended up coming back because they needed something about maybe it was the workers who were
Just
doing
like
stuff at the
parasites.
house. I don't know.
Yeah. They
just have to come
I
back.
like barely heard from Mary that summer because she got grounded real hard.
Cole,
I bet.
Cole said this is just like Parasite. You should have hidden in the basement. There's like 30-year-olds hiding in the basement. They've been in there.
We've been stuck here from the last
10
party
years.
Mary threw.
Have you kept up with Mary to see like what she's up to, or how is she now? Is she still pretty like,
Oh no, I mean,
or is she like living her life just kind of?
well, I
free?
mean, she's told. Yeah, I mean, she wasn't grounded for that long.
yeah.
She finally got a-
now.
No,
Finally
she
free
lives in
last week.
Austin, so I still talk to her.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, all those guys I talk to pretty regularly. I'm going to.
Was Ryan Haley at this party?
No, because this was in Longview. Yeah. So yeah, it was friends from high school.
Gotcha. Not college.
Yeah.
Did you know that Chris and Ryan Haley were friends?
Yeah, we knew each other in college.
Makes a lot more sense now, doesn't it? This episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Making websites on your own is hard. There's so many awful website building platforms out there with limited features that make ugly, poorly optimized sites. Lucky for you, Squarespace is the go-to all-in-one platform to build beautiful online presences or run your business. Squarespace seriously has everything you could need to build a website that suits your needs, from small businesses to content creators. They've got member areas so you can connect with your audience and generate revenue through gated, members-only content, even a video studio app that helps you share and engage with your audience. Interested in building that community? Well, Squarespace also offers blogging and commenting features, so you can create a community through threaded comments, replies, and likes. Plus, they have a traffic overview feature so you can actually see how much your community you're building has grown. You've heard me talk about Squarespace for a long time now. I appreciate how it's super simple to use. Everything is point and click, no coding required. With their great templates, you can get up and running in no time. I love it. I think you should give it a try. So head over to squarespace.com for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/roosterteeth to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. This episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Life can be overwhelming and many people are burned out without even knowing it. Symptoms can include lack of motivation, feeling helpless or trapped, detachment, fatigue, more. With everything that's been going on in the world for the past couple of years, I think we're realizing more and more that people are suffering from burnout and just from being overwhelmed by everything happening in the world. And it seems like it's a lot to take on, but luckily, I feel like there's a lot less stigma when it comes to mental health, So if you need help overcoming that overwhelming dread associated with just the world in general, hey, now there's ways to find help. So typically we associate burnout with work, but that's not the only cause. Any of our roles in life can lead us to feel burned out, and BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to prioritize yourself. Talking with someone can help you figure out what's causing stress in your life. But that's why we have therapy, right? Keeping those feelings bottled up is not going to help anything. It's not going to solve your problem. You need to get help, talk to someone, and maybe check out therapy. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. You can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. So Rooster Teeth Podcast listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/rooster. That's betterhelp.com/rooster. Thanks, BetterHelp. This episode of Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Helix Mattress. When was the last time you actually wanted to go to a mattress store? I think for me it was never. Now think about the last time you had a really great night of sleep. Has it been a while? Maybe that old lumpy mattress might be the problem. If you're looking for something new, check out Helix. Everybody's unique and Helix knows that. They have several different mattress models to choose from. They have soft, medium, or firm mattress. Mattress is great for cooling you down if you sleep hot. Mattress is great for spinal alignment to prevent morning aches and pains. Even a Helix Plus mattress for plus-size sleepers. Helix Sleep has a quiz that takes just 2 minutes to complete. Matches your body type and sleep preference to the perfect mattress for you. Why would you buy a mattress made for someone else? With Helix, you're getting a mattress that you know will be perfect for the way that you sleep. I took the Helix quiz myself. It told me, what kind of mattress works best for the kind of sleeper I am, side sleeper. I love it. I think it's great. I've been getting my best night of sleep lately thanks to Helix. Super comfy, just the right amount of firmness I need. I like it a little like medium, not too soft, not too firm. I'm like Goldilocks. The quiz is fast and easy. Lucky for me, there's no wrong answers. So if you're looking for a mattress, you take the quiz, you order the mattress that you're matched to. The mattress comes right to your door, shipped for free. You don't even need to go to the mattress store again. Just go to helixsleep.com/rooster, take their 2-minute sleep quiz. They'll match you to a customized mattress that'll give you the best sleep of your life. They have a 10-year warranty. You get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but of course you will. Helix even has financing options and flexible payment plans, so a great night's sleep is never far away. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for you at helixsleep.com/rooster. Thanks, Helix. Good night. That's not the end of the podcast, just good night. Helix mattress. It's funny to think about you growing up there and spending time out there. I don't know what we were filming. We were filming something last week or the week before, and Chris's East Texas accent came out for like a couple sentences, and I was like, "Oh, your East Texas came out there, Chris."
Longview, Tyler.
I've been to Longview with you. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
I've been to your house.
Yeah. Well, my mom doesn't live there anymore, so it's not my house anymore. But
Yeah. Your
yeah,
previous house.
whenever we filmed for Social Disorder, the high school reunion, my 10-year high school reunion prank episode, Barb came out to that.
Yeah, it's when I was still dating Aaron, and you guys were filming that show together. I forget why I came. I think it was just like
to go see it, maybe.
Going
Yeah,
but I didn't even go. Like we just hung out at your house.
I meant to like
Yeah.
go see Longview.
I think it was just like we were going for the weekend, and you're like,
I just came
I
with
mean,
you guys.
I was like, you can come, and we'll just like go drink in Longview and hang out and meet my mom.
I was I like helping? I don't know if I was like helping with something. I came for the drive, and I was just like so ridden with anxiety the entire time, knowing that you were doing the reunion stuff, because Aaron had told me what he was gonna make you do.
So you're at secondhand
And I was just
anxiety.
like at Chris's house, being like, "Oh, it's probably happening right now." No, saying like, "Oh,"
Oh, that's right. You just hung out at my house
I
with
think-
my mom.
and someone else, I think Colton maybe. I forget. There's like a couple people who went, but
Yeah,
it was funny.
man.
But
I like
could
blacked
not.
that period of my that weekend out as best I could.
That's
Yeah.
you know something's bad if Chris is like, I don't want to
No.
remember that. I'm gonna block that out.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, I also want to mention, before I forget, we have RTX coming up this summer. It's a couple of weeks, like 5 or 6 weeks from now.
What?
Yeah, it's really
weird.
soon.
It's very close.
See, that's why I'm mentioning that now.
Oh my God.
So if you want to go to RTX, you better go get your badge now. Go to rtxevent.com. You can scan that QR code right there, or just type in rtxevent.com. July 1st to 3rd here in Austin. We have a ton of Rooster Teeth related stuff. We also have like podcast festival, animation, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of announcements.
Evening events, parties, hangouts, meet and greets.
A
the
haunted
whole
house?
shebang. I mentioned last podcast, Chris, that there's going to be a Good Morning from Hell thing that I'm like so excited for.
Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking, I was like, we should make an announcement about that because we haven't done.
Do you
I
want to
didn't
make
say
an
what you
announcement
were
about
doing.
it?
We are doing a Good Morning from Hell show live at RTX.
Yes, and won't say the premise of it because I'm sure it'll be in the program of like what the title of it is.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be.
I actually don't even know what the exact title is because I think Blaine filled out the.
Yeah.
We talked about it, but Blaine filled out the podcast.
Yeah.
I know I was talking with Blaine this weekend. He is so excited for it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very excited to
We-
see
Did he
Well,
tell you the premise and everything?
a little bit. Yeah.
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 We never did a live show with like an audience.
Oh, right. I guess that's like during pandemic time.
Yeah.
huh?
Because y'all started right before
We
pandemic.
started, yeah. I
Are
think.
you never had a Good Morning from Hell thing at RTX before?
It would have been
Well,
virtual RTX.
not. It was all virtual. We
Oh
did.
my God.
They
Yeah.
started, Good Morning from Hell late 2019, like December 2019, I want to say.
No, it was the end of October.
Okay.
Like the Halloween weekend
Whoa.
of October.
Yeah, because we did that short, the Clayton short. But I
And then-
guess that was like after.
We did.
So the
we did two
pandemic is
RTX.
Good Morning from Hell's fault.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, it's a podcast about hell.
Yeah.
Bringing
And then we
hell
did
to
we did
earth.
the spring event series, but that was a live in studio.
In studio with no audience.
Yeah, with audience virtually.
Yeah.
But we never. And so we got some like fun stuff planned for the audience that are
Yeah.
that are gonna be there.
I feel like if there's one panel you want to go to, it's that one. Just because I think it's going to be very ridiculous and very funny.
Yeah. So please, like we said, this is the time to plan it. It's sooner than you think. July 1st to 3rd sounds so far away, but like I just said to Barbara, like 5 weeks away, maybe 6.
Well, especially because this
Comes out the
Monday.
23rd.
Is it Gavin's birthday today? The 23rd? May 23rd is Gavin's birthday,
I don't
right?
remember. Is it? Damn
Happy
it.
birthday, Gavin.
No wonder he didn't want to be
Oh,
here
you
today.
know what
For
I'm-
Gavin's birthday,
He's celebrating.
come celebrate RTX.
I'm right now in Longview, Texas, with most of those people I just mentioned in that party.
Why?
No, Chris, you're right here. This is
No,
Austin.
in the future.
in the
Gus,
now
in the
now.
future.
Not the past now.
Why? What are you doing there?
Just had some friends doing like a lake
Oh.
guy hangout weekend thing.
Is Mary coming?
I don't think so. I think it's all just dudes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Mary did.
But no, I mean, I'm sure she. I'm sure she would
Mary
be
invited
welcome.
you to her party.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure she. I'm sure she would be welcome. In fact, maybe I'll text her, even though it's not my lake house.
I'm going to buy you a bunch of gin,
Yeah, Mary invited you to
drink some
her parents'
Christmas.
house.
Christmas trees.
I will drink gin in cocktails,
Just not
like
straight.
yeah,
Like a gin and tonic.
no, that's just like the taste of
In
gin.
a cocktail, but no. What about gin and juice?
What about a martini?
If it doesn't taste like gin, yeah. If it's like
A
a
dirty martini.
That's very ginny.
no,
Extra dirty.
It's just No, if it's
Say that into the mic.
Extra dirty.
Yeah.
extra dirty
Not,
Christmas
not
trees.
you. Cool.
Yeah, that's mine. That's my thing. I'm about the olives now.
Yeah, all about it.
I wish I had sunglasses to put on.
I do. They're over there, though. They're out of reach.
Ah.
So, like we said, we're pre-taping this. It's not the 23rd. But this past weekend, we had, there was like another one of those alerts from ERCOT that was like, you're going to have to, it's really hot this time of year, so you're going to have to conserve electricity. And I don't know if you kept up with what they've said since then, like starting Monday. They were like, oh, yeah. And by the way, they announced it's like at 5 p.m. on Friday.
Oh, yeah, they totally hit it.
Buried it. Then on Monday, they're like, oh, yeah, everyone misunderstood that. It wasn't like a mandatory you need to conserve electricity. It was just like a suggestion, like, hey, maybe it would be a good idea. It was never really in danger or anything.
Sure.
Also, it's like, they never said explicitly what happened. They said like some power generation was offline.
A ton of power, too.
But they never specified like specifically what kind, so it wasn't wind or solar. Because if it was a wind or solar problem, they'd be like, this green renewable energy screwed us over again. But like if it's anything oil, and again, they haven't said that, but it's like almost assuredly like some kind of oil production problem.
The heat is freezing those windmills. All right?
It's
Wait a
melting them.
minute.
It's like your East Texas coming out.
As long as the temperature's between like 40 and 85, we have plenty of power.
Not the Texas weathers.
It's like, we're fucking Texas. The power should be able to keep up with Texas heat.
It's May.
It's also May. I can't imagine how bad it's going to get
It's
in
really
July.
hot. So what I read, I was looking into this because I was curious to see if a hot May portends for a hot summer.
I don't think it does.
It does not necessarily.
No.
2 of the hottest summers ever did have hot Mays, but typically a hot May does not indicate that the summer will be hotter than normal. I think like in 2008 and 2018, that was the case. But just because it's hot now doesn't mean we're going to be in for necessarily a brutal summer. What it typically does mean, though, what we are having also is like not a lot of rain in May. If we don't have a lot of rain in May, it means it's probably going to be a dry summer.
It's about to rain next week, though.
Is it?
I think this weekend?
This weekend into Tuesday.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like it when there's not a lot of rain because then I don't have to get my grass mowed as much.
Yeah, but then your grass, you have to water your grass then.
No, I don't water it.
Do you have grass or do you have weeds?
Probably weeds.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I don't.
Right? You should water.
Well, I don't. It's a waste of energy and water. It's not really good for the environment.
The first house I bought,
That's plants.
Yeah, but
it's not native.
yeah. I mean, it stays pretty green.
Yeah, the first house I bought, I didn't take care of grass or anything. It was just like clover and like whatever would grow naturally. It's like great. I don't have to I never really worried about watering it. Like every now and then just had to cut it and trim it down. It's like that's what's supposed to be here.
Yeah.
It doesn't take any extra work on my part really.
Yeah.
And I do what do you call that when you work in the front yard?
Landscaping?
Landscaping. I do some landscaping and stuff. It doesn't look bad.
Okay.
It's not like I was just like a crap hole.
Yeah.
I mean, there's I got flower beds with stuff, and I pull weeds and do all that. I just don't think it's like a good use of money or it's bad.
I mean, I'm not out there watering.
Grass is not good.
Grass is not good. I've seen some people who've changed over their backyard or lawn to clover. Have you seen this before? It looks really cool.
Especially
it looks
good for bees, right?
I think it's good for bees. I think it's also just easier.
That's what I had in my first house. In the front yard, it was all clover. Yeah, it was much
all,
easier.
So it was just it wasn't like weeds or anything. It was just all clover.
I mean, every now and then there'd be some weeds, but the clover does such a thorough job of covering the ground that there's really no space for anything else to grow.
I've looked into that. Yeah,
It's really pretty looking.
Yeah.
Maybe I should.
But
get
also,
some.
I don't want bees in my backyard personally.
I never really had that many bees. Now that I think about it.
I bet Booger would like it.
I wonder if he'd eat it.
Well, I just feel like he'd think it was soft.
That's right. My roommate has a dog, and every time we take her for a walk, she'll grab a leaf and we go drive by salad.
Drive by salad. That's so cute. Oh my god, I love that.
I can't imagine. It's funny to me that, dogs don't have hands, so they have to use their mouth to grab things. So it's like every interaction in the world well, not every interaction, but lots of interactions in the world happen through their mouth. Like, either whether it's grabbing something or, playing with something or eating, like everything has to be focused through the mouth. Some dogs use their hands or their paws very rudimentary.
Yeah.
But it's like, what a different experience of the world when you're like tasting everything.
It's kind of like,
Oh.
well, from that movie, I don't think it's a spoiler, but where everyone, they use their feet because they have hot dog fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, everything everywhere. all
Everything
at once.
everywhere. Yeah. And how like they just do everything with their feet. But yeah, if humans did everything with their mouths and tongue, like that's how they shook hands. Well, that's kind of like kissing.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
Well, that's like one thing. We're two things: we're eating and kissing.
Yeah. But like if you were to doing surgery but with your tongue, like
Maybe that's why dogs haven't become surgeons.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, I
That's the
think
one
we
reason. That's
cracked
what's
it.
stopping them. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
he's a really smart dog, but he's a terrible surgeon.
ain't no rule that dogs can't perform surgery.
The Airbud rule.
Airbud. Fucking hell.
Oh,
It's not in the rule book, so there's no laws against it.
Was it last week tonight did a special on Airbud?
They did.
they did?
They
And
did.
it was really
It was like
funny.
a web exclusive, but it was
Oh.
actually really
It
interesting.
was really funny, but a lot of it was about how the whole movie is based on what is and isn't in the rule book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then at the end, whenever they're deciding if Airbud gets to go with the owner or the kid,
Yeah.
there are rules around dog
Ownership.
and they threw those out.
Yeah, there's this. Basically, it's like the whole story of Airbud is how this dog was with this owner who
Abusive. Mean.
was apparently abusive. Although I don't know if
He's
there was,
mean.
He was mean, I think, to him. And this whole thing of the kid finds the dog and then plays for the basketball team, and then the owner comes back to get the dog, and basically the owner is made out to be the villain of the movie, and the kid is the hero and stuff like that. But it's the owner's dog. It's his dog.
Yeah.
And he was the one who
True.
taught the dog to play basketball.
True, but that's you see situations where a person's neglectful or
Right.
And it's
You should watch it. It's very
Yeah.
interesting, actually.
It's like in The Simpsons when the Greyhound owner comes back to try to take Santa's little helper after having neglected him.
Yep. So it's yeah.
Speaking of stories like that, does any of you watch Better Call Saul?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the last season's going on right now. It's really really
I
good.
didn't know there were more out.
Yeah, the season finale, the last season's airing right now, but they're doing that thing where there's a mid-season finale. The mid-season finale is next week. So this is a good time to watch the
catch up.
season.
Yeah,
You
'cause
can watch them all.
I watched it all during quarantine. I rewatched all Breaking Bad and the movie, and then I was like, well, I guess I might as well watch Better Call Saul.
It's
And
good.
then it was really good.
I'm not a big fan of the first season. I think it's a little slow.
yeah.
Like the story with the embezzlement that they kind of kick off with.
Yeah.
And anyway,
It's like a lot of spin-offs,
Yeah.
The American Office, the first season.
they have to find their
It-
footing.
yeah.
yeah,
But after that,
It's
it's
great.
really great. But in that show, Howard Hamlin is kind of like the villain, and Saul and his wife are trying to always get revenge on him or play tricks on him or make him out to look like the bad guy. It's like he really didn't do that much bad.
Yeah.
He was an asshole to Kim, but he really didn't do anything to Saul Goodman. But it's always oh, we're gonna get Howard Hamlin, and it's sometimes I'm I kind of feel bad for Howard right now.
Well, it's also kind of in Breaking Bad how Skylar was made out to be such a bad person, even though she was just trying to
I
do right by her family and stuff like
yeah,
that.
I
But people hated Skylar.
I did not like Skylar, but I think it's more. I don't think she was fleshed out as a character.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I
She
think it's a
wasn't written
writing
well.
problem.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's written as almost as a problem to over
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
obstacle.
Another obstacle to overcome for Walter White.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Ozark?
I haven't.
So Ozark fixes my Skylar problem, where
Are there similar characters?
well, it's she's the wife, but she's not an obstacle. I think
She has a lot of agency, right?
yeah, she has a lot of agency, and she really has her own fully fleshed out story, and really contributes to everything that's going on. So like, I mean, I wouldn't say that Ozark and Breaking Bad are the same. They're the same in that it's like
Premise.
Yeah,
Kind of
I guess it's like criminal
Crime drama.
underpinnings.
Yeah.
It's also an excellent show. It just wrapped up.
Trevor and I we were talking about getting into that
I
show.
watched the first season.
I think he watched the
first
couple
episode
episodes.
is real good.
Yeah,
the
it's
first,
really
yeah,
good.
I watched the first season. I was like, oh, this is good. But then it was like went away, and I just didn't,
Yeah, now that it's done, this is the perfect time to watch it. And in fact, like, there's a point in eventually in the show where like you think like Jason Bateman's character is kind of like in charge and everything, and then like his wife kind of like takes the reins, and you're like, oh shit, he's not in control anymore. Like she's running the show, and like she's making, like you said, she has agency, and like she's making the choices.
Well, I know
and,
in some of the later seasons of Breaking Bad, spoiler for a
10-year-old show
at this point, she starts helping him with like the car wash, right, and like money laundering and stuff like that. Like she actually becomes very helpful to him.
Yeah, and I think her character gets better.
It gets better,
at
but-
that point too, because she's again not an.
But it's definitely written as like you are supposed to hate this person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that was the intention. I think it was. It was.
I think anyone
it's
getting in
people-
Walter White's way was.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like she was, like again, something to overcome, an obstacle to the story. So then,
It's
It's funny to me. I love Breaking Bad. I think it's one of the best shows ever. But there are some characters that are kind of like forgotten for long stretches of time. Like I think there's one scene where Sky's like to Walter, like, "What about Holly?" And like, "Holly? Who the fuck? Oh, his kid, the baby.
Child, yeah.
There's a baby in this show."
I know.
well, that's one of those things too. It's like it's not like the baby's like doing much.
Right.
It's just like
Just exists.
unless there's like a creature that kills things that make noise.
Yeah.
Like then the babies don't do much.
Yeah, and Erickson Slack is like, "Why did Marie have the stealing arc in season 1? Why?"
Is that? Oh, Marie. Yeah.
like she's like goes into like that shoplifting phase. She gets like the tiara for the
Yeah.
baby. It's like, and then
That's
just kind of
weird.
like
It doesn't go anywhere.
dropped. Yeah.
okay.
Well, I don't know where you're gonna go with that.
Yeah, but why even
Why
introduce
introduce
it? Or-
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Does it not come back at all?
no.
no.
I've rewatched that show twice. Now I want to do it a third time just to like look for that stuff.
It's an interest. It makes her character interesting. I mean, it's interesting as a little.
Yeah.
It fleshes her out more, but then
Yeah.
it's like not really paid off.
Well, I guess like they don't really. I think like Hank and Marie come back throughout the series in different ways, of course, but like I think it tends to focus on Jesse and Walter for
Yeah.
like,
Well, they have
beginning,
to
so
keep,
they
like,
kind of
Hank
away.
around for the danger for the law
Yeah.
enforcement. So it's like, how do you keep
And like
that circle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
TV structure of like the B plots and stuff, just like spacing out the episode, have those characters around.
yeah. You watched all of Breaking Bad, right? Cool.
I have a friend of mine who has never watched Breaking Bad, but he likes Better Call Saul.
Whoa.
And he's like, one of these days I'm going to watch Breaking Bad.
Is
and
it
then
going to spoil anything?
he was upset because he got a Breaking Bad spoiler that kind of like let him know that certain characters would live through Better Call Saul because they're still alive in Breaking Bad.
That's like
And it's like-
watching Spider-Man No Way Home and being upset about like, oh, there's an Endgame spoiler in here.
What's the snap?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
the snap?
5 years? What happened?
And I was like, dude, that's on you. It's a
What happened to
10-year-old
Tony
show.
Stark?
He was
And
mad.
you're watching the prequel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was mad because he knows that he found out that Mike Ehrmantraut is in Breaking Bad. He's like, well, now I know he's going to survive Better Call Saul. It's like, well,
Oh man.
Too bad.
I have a thing I don't get, and I want to bring it up because it makes no sense to me.
You've come to the right place.
Well, I was recently talking about going to a Rangers baseball game in Dallas.
Hell yeah, when?
Cole's,
I'm not.
Cole's
I,
in.
I gotta plan it.
Okay.
But I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But I don't. And I was like looking up tickets and stuff, and talking about like when to go, and I was like, oh, like there's, this Saturday or this Sunday. I was like, who are they playing? And apparently they play the same team multiple times.
Yeah, series.
But so that makes no sense. So
what are you talking about?
Why?
okay? So a baseball team goes to meet up with another team, and then they just play each other multiple times.
Yeah.
You've already made the trip. You may as well
Made the
make
trip.
the most out of it.
But you also have like different pitchers,
Yeah.
you have a different team format like every day. It's not the same pitcher every day.
Yeah, but
Is this MLB?
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
See,
you're talking about something that's existed for 100 years, Chris.
I know, but it makes no sense. Like,
Chris, to
Mike's
back you
struggling. I was
up,
like, this is.
to back you up, Chris, I didn't know that this happened either. I
But do you have a problem with it?
I don't have a problem with it.
You'd also never sit down and be like, I'm gonna go watch a Texas Rangers baseball game, probably, right?
I've never gone to an MLB game.
Toronto Blue Jays.
I'd been to a baseball game before. I know how baseball works. I played baseball.
Apparently, you don't, Chris.
No, I know how the game itself
game
works. I played baseball when I was in 5th grade. So, but the idea of like going up and then playing a game and like, well, we're gonna play them again tomorrow. It just kind of kills.
Well, to be fair too, I don't think there's any other major league sport that does that.
See,
well,
Like
lots of
hockey doesn't do it. I don't think basketball does.
Basketball
it that
does it
way.
in playoffs.
they do.
yeah, but lots of sports also have more of a break between games.
Yeah.
Baseball, they'll play games like back to back. I think if anything, it's a holdover from when travel was a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
And it's like the team would travel, be
Oh.
like, we're already here. We had to take a 20-hour bus ride to get here. Let's bang out
Baseball,
a
I
couple of
think,
games.
is also the sport that most like is just on.
Yeah.
It's like America's pastime.
Yeah.
So it's like they just want to have it on
Yeah.
constantly.
And if you think about like hockey or basketball, all the players are skating around or running or doing a physical activity. Whereas baseball, most of the time you're standing there unless you're batting or unless the ball gets hit by
pitching,
hit to you. Right. It's like it's a lot more stationary.
I know with hockey playoffs, I think I'm getting this right, and I might have some hockey fans in the audience correct me, so please do. But when the playoffs, if it's like, let's say Ottawa versus Montreal,
yeah, it's like
it'd be Ottawa. So like
2 home
Ottawa
games.
first night, Ottawa the second. It wouldn't be back-to-back nights, but like for the second
Yeah.
game, and then Montreal, and then if it's still going,
yeah,
Ottawa, Montreal.
It
Same thing
depends
with
if it's a
basketball.
5-game series or a 7-game series.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
break it up so that typically the team with the better record gets
Well, it's 'cause-
more home games. Like if
But
it's a
it's
5-game
so
series,
much
they'll get 3
traveling.
or
Well, it's-
4 if it's 7.
it's because you kind of want to see what the actual best team is.
I mean, that is a better way of like doing
because
it.
like it could be a fluke. I mean, you see in football all the time. There's like a fluke game where like every year the Dolphins beat the Patriots somehow.
but see,
Brian points out that baseball also has 162 games a season.
that's wild.
Oh,
too.
and Mike also just said the
I-
exact.
I-
but
that's-
wasn't the same thing.
That's also you don't have to have 162 games a season.
But
Like,
I think
it's
there's a lot of tradition, right?
Tradition.
In baseball, like that's what baseball thrives on. Is like
Yeah.
this is the way it's been done forever, and it's going to keep going.
I mean, I
that
think
way.
it's cool because it means everyone on the team gets a chance to play. So it's like, yeah. It's not being what do you call it, second
Well,
string.
It's also their strategy to it of like because it's all about the pitching. So it's like there's a strategy of okay, what day are we going to put this pitcher who's going to be good against this
Yeah.
kind of lineup?
But it does like ruin to some extent the idea, like the movie, and maybe that's because like I think of a lot of like baseball movies. There's the big game where you don't ever see like them play a team and then immediately play that team again and then play that team again. You know, like
Did they do it in the Rookie?
I don't remember the rookie.
you know, like when you think about like
I mean, Moneyball they do it.
well,
Rookie the movie
yeah.
maybe I
Yeah.
with the
Barbara's
kid,
nodding. Yeah.
with the kid with the
Yeah.
snapped arm.
Well, I'm saying, do they do it to where they like play it over and over? Like, do they play team? Do
I
they
don't
show
know
a
if they
series?
ever
in the Rookie?
really.
do that. They show a game and
They show multiple games, but,
But I mean, I
like,
guess it's on him. It's his first game, kind of.
Yeah.
His first game in the pros.
But, like-
that's what's leading up to.
Do you know what I mean? It's like that thing in a movie. Maybe it's because more of my like bigger breadth of baseball experiences through movies. It's like they play. It's like this is they're rivals, and then they don't play them like 3 times. You know,
Right.
it's just like once.
Well, that's also Chris. You know, movies have like
I know.
they're not entirely
But
based in fact and reality.
It's just.
They
It's
also
just
can't show every. They always want to show the highlights.
But I think
Yeah.
also they'll like come up with fake scenarios or
Yeah.
like weird and fringe scenarios for movies. Like I think in The Natural they had to have like a 1-game playoff towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I mean, I guess that might happen. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Or they'll build a scenario where it's like, whoa, okay, we're tied in the series. This is the last game.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
I feel like they do that, and like they'll always say something like that. Like,
Yeah, I guess it's like
last game in the series.
Yeah, but see,
bottom of the ninth.
to me, the last game in the series means it's like the end of the tournament. But I didn't realize that the teams were playing against each other.
A series of games they're playing.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was just
It
like
makes
this
sense.
series.
Yeah.
I feel like more sports should do that because I was even thinking about that with even hockey playoffs when you're going back and forth and back and forth. Like if you're playing a team that's not close to you, that's a lot of fucking travel.
Yeah.
The only problem is that those sports are extremely nothing against baseball or basketball, but those sports are like throwing your bodies at other people,
Yeah.
so the ability, like the chance for injury is so much higher.
Yeah.
Like I
True.
think the NFL is constantly trying to, like, they have every now and then they'll have a couple games in England, and I think they want to try to have a team there, but
Really?
the time zone difference is so great and the travel is so
Does England
brutal.
not have its own
They
football?
like soccer's big there, right?
Yeah.
You know,
American.
Football.
They always had like sell out the stadium whenever they do the game.
And
But
it's popular, but yeah, it's
imagine
a huge
being
difference.
an LA team having to fly or vice versa. Like,
Yeah, especially like
Yeah.
multiple times a month, potentially, you know?
yeah, I mean, well, what they'd probably do is they'd probably put them on the east. They also have to add more teams, which would change the divisions.
I guess part of it is too is like when you think about going to games and watching games, like even in high school, you don't see like a football game where they like play on Fridays and then again on Saturday and then again on Sunday. Like that felt,
Right.
and I know that, so that's a lot of like my exposure to like going and watching games. It's like, oh, it's a big game against our rivals. Let's play 4 of them.
Right.
It's just weird.
back to back to back. So are you going to go to a Rangers game then?
At some point,
It's
Cole,
so
you
much,
should go.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Do you go to Round Rock Express? We have a minor league team.
oh no, not
I
yet.
think
Not
Chris's
yet.
face was just totally blank. Like,
Were you thinking of a train?
like
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the train to Dallas.
No.
it's like you were speaking another language.
The Round Rock
No, the Round Rock
Express.
Express, I think.
Yeah, no, I want to.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds fun. I like
I think
going
they're a
and
feeder
doing
team for the
things. I'm
Rangers
just
right
not a
Yeah.
like.
It's been a while since I've been to a baseball game, but when I was younger, I went to a Rangers game. I was at the Rangers game where Nolan Ryan got ejected, and then like everyone in the stands threw trash on the field, and they had to
Wow.
stop the game so that they could come out and clean all the trash off the field.
Why did he get ejected?
He hit the same player twice.
I got hit by a baseball at a Rangers game when I was a kid.
How did you did
You on the
you get on the field and they're like, "Hey, you get off!" They threw
No,
it
not
at
by
you?
trash, by a foul ball. And I mean, this is very par for the course for me as far as like, I think I brought my Game Boy or something, and
Sounds right.
and I had like was on my Game Boy or something, or like, and all of a sudden I was like, I got stung by a bee, you know, like, not, also I just got a big hit on my shoulder, and I was like, whoa, what the heck happened?
Where were you sitting? Do you remember?
I don't
Keep
remember.
that on a
I don't-
swivel. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I was playing Game Boy. And then, like my shoulder went numb, and then the ball bounced off of me, and some dude grabbed it from me.
And they
I mean,
didn't
not
give
that
it to you?
no.
I feel like you deserved it after getting hit by it, though.
And like if I was there and I saw some kid get hit by the ball, I'd give it to them.
Yeah, well,
That
you
kid was
know.
also playing Game Boy. I don't think
Yeah.
he's gonna appreciate it much.
No, I mean, I would have, like the paramedic
Maybe that
nurse
would've-
lady
with
of
paramedic.
the, well, I don't know, of the stadium,
Yeah.
or maybe a PR person came out and talked to me and was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah."
And to make sure you're not going to sue.
Yeah. I mean, and they're like, they went and got another ball and had players sign it and gave it to me. It's probably still at my dad's house.
I used to go to baseball games fairly regularly when I was a little kid. And I remember the first game I ever went to was at the Astrodome. It was a Houston Astros game. And like I got there early. I was like watching all the players, warm up and stuff. And I didn't have a pen, so I couldn't get an autograph or anything. But like one of the players came over and gave me like a baseball. I was like, oh, that's really cool, and I loved it. I had like a little like plastic case. I kept it on my desk at home. And several years later, my sister came into my room, opened up the plastic case, took a pen, wrote, and just scribbled nothing. Just like scribbled all over the ball, put it back in the plastic case, and left it on my desk.
What did you do to her?
So are you planning your payback still for that moment?
I was so I remember that I was so fucking mad.
Yeah.
So angry.
That's just like pure spite.
It was
Yeah.
like it wasn't even like it was in my room in a case.
Clearly
There's no way this is
important
an
to you.
accident.
Right. It's like like you have to go out very
Oh,
deliberately.
sorry,
out
I
of
meant
your
to
way
scribble
do
on your
this.
other
Yeah.
baseball.
She's probably like, well, I already saw there was writing on it. So I
But
just
there
wasn't,
wasn't.
it wasn't.
Because I didn't have a pen. I couldn't get
Oh,
autographed.
right.
It was just
just the baseball.
the
pristine.
baseball.
That makes me sad, guys.
It sucked. I'm still 30 years later, and I'm still mad.
yeah.
Or more than 30 years later at this point.
I'm mad on your behalf.
Yeah, we should get revenge.
We should get revenge by going
If
to
I,
a
hey,
baseball
you know
game.
what? If I go to a Rangers game, and if I get hit again by a foul ball, it's for you.
And the nurse comes over. You okay, little boy?
Yeah. He's like playing his Game Boy.
Yeah.
La, la, la.
Yeah.
It was. I remember it was Jose Cruz was the Astros player who
Oh,
gave me
cool.
that ball
That's
back in
cool.
like 19. That would have been like 85, 86, somewhere around there. It was a long time ago.
Do you guys all have like a team in each sport that you root for?
Probably, yeah.
Like a hockey team, a baseball team, a basketball team?
well-
Not hockey, but I mean all the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say no because I don't know anything about. I mean, I don't care about sports. I know how to most.
But
of
you want to
them
go to a
play.
Rangers game?
Well, yeah, I think I like going to. My brother lives in Dallas too, and like I like.
It's fun.
Going-
I think
I-
it's
Going to
fun.
sports
like-
is like
yeah.
so
Yeah.
much
Going-
fun.
So much fun.
Going to a sporting event.
Yeah, like going. I go to Super Bowl parties because I like friends and drinks and food and parties, not because of the activity that.
Oh man, I get so into the sports.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I'm just like, what? Hold on. Okay.
anyway, I forgot what I was gonna say. I like parties
a team,
are fun.
A team in.
Oh,
Yeah.
when I was growing up in like elementary school, for whatever reason, people collected pencils that had sports teams on them
Okay.
because there was a pencil dispenser that had different sports teams on
Oh,
it.
I remember those. Yeah,
Yeah.
with like the fat pencils, like
Fat
super,
pencils.
Yeah.
I remember the
Ours, they were
Steelers
just
all the way
normal
around.
pencils,
They were
And then
normal.
but
They
they were
just had
like
it, like,
50
etched
cents.
on?
I
Were
was
they,
like,
were they round?
I remember, yeah, the
Were they-
round fat ones.
Yeah.
is what I remember.
they weren't super fat. I don't
You had to get a
think.
special
Yeah.
sharpener
Maybe they
for 'em
were.
and everything.
Maybe they were.
I
I don't
forgot
remember.
about that. You unlocked a memory, Chris. Wow.
But yeah, so I collected pencils of sports teams just because that was like a thing that people did, and the Cowboys, everyone was always excited about them. So I like the Cowboys, but it makes sense in being in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all weren't in Oilers country.
No.
No.
North Texas, East Texas.
Well, that was in Lubbock, Texas.
That was in Lubbock? That
Oh,
also makes
yeah.
sense. There's nothing around Lubbock.
Sports are just really fun when you have a team that you're rooting for.
Yeah.
And I don't like, other than hockey, I don't really have a team in any other sport that I root for. And I think I'm just gonna I'm gonna do some research and pick one.
That's what I do. I'll
then
pick a team to lock on.
Yeah, I know like Jeff likes the Celtics.
I
a
hope
lot, right?
Celtics. Yeah, that's good because it's like the Celtics like Lakers rivalry.
Yeah.
Maybe like my nephew will get into sports or one of because then I could root for them.
Oh yeah, like actually playing.
it.
You're a Lions fan just because you randomly picked it?
Yeah, well,
What sport are
whenever
they?
I went to
Football.
college, I went to band in high school, and so we had like a rivalry with our football team because every year we would make state, they wouldn't, and every year they would make state, we wouldn't, and so I was kind of like, football, band, I'm banned for life, yeah, and I got to college and like every single one of my friends loved football. And so I was like, I guess I have to like this now. Otherwise, I won't be able to talk to them on Sundays.
So you picked the worst team
So
possible?
I picked the worst team that had the worst records. That way, any week it felt like a win. If they lost, I expected it. If they won, then it was a
Dude,
celebration.
When I started watching Premier League, I chose Crystal Palace to root for. So I was like,
No
it's a
way.
shitty team, and I'll always expect
Yeah.
disappointment. But when they win, it's awesome. I had the exact
Yeah.
same logic.
Which it ruled because I got to like the players a lot, and then Matthew Stafford this last year got transferred to the Rams, and he just won his first Super Bowl. So I was like, this is what it's all about, baby.
Have you guys been to an Austin FC game?
Oh yeah.
No, I want to.
I'm so glad the city has a professional sports team.
Trevor and I went to one a few months ago. It's so much fun.
We're good this year.
People get
Yeah.
into it
Yeah.
here, which is really that's the best part of going to a live sports event is like just the energy
Well,
that exists in the stadium and the
any
field.
kind of live event.
Yeah, no,
RTX.
that's true.
Like RTX.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
But like really though, at a live event, I think my experience probably is from stuff like
College
conventions
Yeah.
and RTX and things. But yeah, the energy
We
of
should all
like
go to an Austin FC game.
that'd be awesome.
I thought you were gonna say we should all go to RTX.
I think
yeah, well
Also-
we should.
I think like the loudest professional sports game I've been to is an Austin FC game. Like
Yeah.
they get so loud and so pumped.
It's so like the visceral excitement and the energy, and even like, and I get why like being at a home field is
field
an
advantage.
advantage because like when you're doing a live like podcast or like you feed
feel-
off the audience.
yeah,
and
you're
the
performing your
excitement.
best.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think if any of you watching are going to be in town for RTX here in Austin, if you end up staying before or after or whatever, you should see if there's an Austin FC game. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
look
if
it up right now.
I don't know if they still go on at that time.
I
They
think so.
should be.
Yeah.
They should be.
But you guys should definitely check it out. That's like a fun
They might.
activity to do.
I think that they have to like pause the game recently. They had to like take a timeout because it was so hot. They had to like do a
Oh
water break.
gosh.
July. So there's one right before RTX. These are home. Yeah, these are home. There's one right before RTX on June 30th. They're playing Charlotte. Then right after on July 4th, Colorado.
That's perfect.
Oh,
and so
nice.
you could go to RTX either a day early or a day late.
Yeah.
Oh
not.
wait, no. These are away games.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. It's not
These are away
perfect,
games.
but you know.
You
Well,
can
I
go
mean-
to a pub and cheer with people.
There might be one like a little more before.
June 25th and July 12th. Is it? I just
July
looked and it says that it's being played at DSG Park.
That's LA.
Huh.
Okay. Well, look.
It says, but I'm looking. It says it's at DSG Park in Commerce City, Colorado.
On July 4th? Interesting.
See, so soccer. The reason I said it was home initially was soccer does that thing where every sport, in every other sport,
Delineates.
the away team is listed first and the home team is listed second.
Yeah.
But in soccer, the home team is first and the away team is second.
I'm
Well-
so excited for the World Cup this year.
In December, when the fuck is it?
Yeah.
November.
Yeah.
It's the World Cup this year?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's every 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Normally it's in the summer, like June, July, but it's in Qatar this year.
Why don't they only do it every 4 years? Huh? Like the Olympics?
They do it every.
They do
Yeah,
the.
or I would say like a presidential election. I mean, we can pick
Well,
arbitrary random
but
4-year
the other
things.
is also sports themed,
No, I'm just giving you shit, Chris.
right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like every 2 years it's every 4 years it's men's, and then 2 years later it's women's World Cup, and then men's World Cup 2 years later, and women's World Cup.
I still
2 years later.
remember back in stage 5 when we had first moved in, we watched the World Cup in our office, Gus.
Yep.
Fort Dunklerola, as we
Oh,
called
I
it.
remember.
And we had like a couple people come in. I think like Chris Martin, we had
Jordan.
Megan Castro and Jordan, I think, come like watch the games every day. Or however.
I think we had someone in the
was pretty
broadcast
much every day, yeah.
We had some in the broadcast studio, like on the big TVs, like
Yep.
on the spread TV.
Oh, yeah, you used to work in broadcast.
I did. I do now too.
You do?
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Ah,
It's in January. I started too.
never mind. I am just.
Yeah. I edit you. You're welcome.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, I did think I knew that you were, editing for broadcast. For some reason, I just was like, but I don't see you here.
You're not a traitor anymore, Cole.
Well, I still deleted all of the information on the broadcast computer. Not since I've been back. This was when I left.
Well, speaking of animation, speaking of RTX, there will be some, I believe, Ruby Volume 9 news at RTX as well.
Ooh, I wasn't sure if I was allowed to say that or not. I'm glad you said it
They
instead.
tweeted it out.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
they said there's going to be some information. There's a lot of Ruby things happening.
Big things
big
are
things.
happening.
Man,
Big things.
Whoa, cool.
that's ominous. I don't know if we can talk about this either, but I guess it's pre-recorded. Remember whenever a bunch of some files got deleted back in 636 on a show, and it was like someone deleted all the.
Yeah.
It was like it was just Cole saying, "I deleted the files." I was like, "Oh, it was you."
No, that wasn't me. I deleted all the files on the broadcast computer
Yeah.
because we were.
Wait, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I formatted.
I thought that was a joke.
No, I formatted the main broadcast because I had just moved to animation, and it was when we filmed the patch. No, it was when we filmed. We filmed the patch, but it was when the No. We used the same hard drives to film on these Blackmagic cameras, and I was the only one who knew how to format them because after you record it, you would have to manually go into the computer and format it. And I had an export running or something running in the animation studio. And whoever was editing or whoever was like recording was like, "We need you to hurry, come and do this." So I went and just right-clicked format, and then saw that I clicked the C drive instead of any other drive, and I went. I turned. I think it was like Tyler Coe. I go, "Hey, I just erased everything on the computer. I'm gonna message Patrick. I'm sorry." So I just
what can you
walked
do?
away, and I slacked Patrick. I was like, "Hey, I'm real sorry. I deleted everything on the computer.
Fuck you guys.
I don't
Bye."
know what else to say. Like, I just want to let you know as soon as
I'll let
possible."
myself out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much you could really do at that point.
No,
except
just
that.
tell them as soon as I think their tech was able to like
Recover.
do a recovery or something.
But do you know? Can we talk about that? How
I don't know what you're talking about.
You
Yeah,
don't
no,
remember in
I
636?
remember
whenever.
the-
Yeah, but I don't know
like,
what you're talking about now. Why are you bringing that up now?
Oh, I don't know, because he talked about deleting files, and I was just like, it was just crazy because there was like,
Oh, I thought this was RTX
there was-
related because we
there
were talking
was
about RTX and then you were like, I don't know if we could talk about this.
Something happened where some files were deleted.
it was like, yeah,
but I think they ended up getting recovered or like
mostly recovered.
Mostly
but it was
recovered?
like,
I think it was like a Toy
it was
Story
like one of those
situation.
things where it's like, All right, who deleted the file?
It's like the thing where it's like the teacher goes like, all right, someone has to own up to us. If not, like everyone's going to get punished. Everyone's going to have to be timed
a long
out.
time ago when we were still working down in the Butte office and there were just like 4 or 5 of us, we used to, I think we had gone to an event or something. We had a bunch of cash in the office and then we had to take, we were like going to go get lunch. We were like, we're going to take the cash, deposit it. We deposited it at an ATM, I think, at the bank, and then went and ate lunch and then, got a call from the bank the next day that was like, hey, just so you know, you wrote down on your deposit slip. I'm going to make up these numbers. I don't remember what the number was. You wrote down on your deposit slip that you deposited $14,000, but it was actually $12,000. And we were all like, someone took $2,000. And like everyone, like we all had to sit down like in the living room of the apartment in Butte, and we were like, listen, everyone has a key to this place. We're all going to go home at the end of the day today. Whoever took the $2,000,
put it back.
Just bring it, leave it on this table in the morning. When we see it there, there'll be no questions asked, no further, whatever happened, we don't care.
Yeah.
If it was a mistake or you took whatever, just as long as you just bring it back the $2,000. So, everyone, it's really tense. Everyone goes home. We all come back the next morning, open the door. There's no money on the table.
So what
There's
happened?
no
And
imposter among us.
we're all like, someone took that $2,000 and they fucking kept it. And everyone's like suspiciously eyeing each other.
Or did
And
y'all just miscount?
no, because we had like the process was one person counts it and then another person counts it.
Oh,
and you
shit.
compare the number and it was the same.
Like the lock, secluded in a room, sequestered
Yeah.
away from everyone
You
else.
Gus,
turn
did
a
you
key.
take, Did
Yeah.
you take the $2,000?
And like everyone was just like suspicious and like whispering like, do you think it was so-and-so? Do you think it was
This is-
so-and-so? And then the bank called and they're like, oh yeah, we miscounted your deposit. It was actually $14,000.
Oh my God.
I was about,
Oh man.
But it was a tense
I
day.
was
gonna be like, that's
a
why
murder on
Bernie
the Orient
left.
Express where everybody took 500 or something.
I love the idea that like y'all got into a huge argument or like fuck you're like
There's a Twilight Zone episode.
And then the bank's like, oopsie, ha.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just miscounted it. There was actually the right. Your deposit slip was correct.
A bank error not in your favor.
God, felt like I had a knot in my stomach.
Didn't also Jeff once delete every single video on the Rooster Teeth channel?
Yeah, he did.
remember
on the
that.
And then it
YouTube channel.
got
It
recovered.
did. Oh,
I remember that because Jeff didn't come up to the what do you call that area and with the stairs,
loft?
Yeah.
the bullpen area. He didn't come up there often, but I remember he was up there in Matt's office and talking, and he was stressed. I was like, something's wrong.
I think he had like done something where he like select all to do something and like click,
hit delete and stuff.
It's-
Yeah.
which now YouTube has some precautions in there.
Yeah. So it's like
Not great
on the back.
ones.
Never mind.
We,
I don't know if I should say it. It's like it can be sometimes easy to delete a lot of things.
I remember once also, like in the
Too
old days, before they had Content ID on YouTube, if someone had like re-uploaded your video, you had to contact them with the offending URL and tell them to take it down. There was no automated way to do it. So like one day again in the Butte apartment, I had to like try to contact YouTube and figure out how to take down people who were re-uploading our videos. And they were like, their process at the time was just send us a fax with the URL and we'll take it down. And I was mad because I had found thousands.
Oh, I'm
of videos. It
sure.
was like our first time going through and doing this. So I faxed them like a couple hundred pages of URLs. And like as the fax was still going through, it was like a lot. They called me like, okay, never mind. Just send us an email. We'll
Yeah, no shit.
email it to us.
Probably had the facts to discourage people.
Right. It was like, oh no,
yeah.
I'm good. They didn't know who they were dealing with.
Stolen content, Like,
Yeah.
gotta protect your business.
A different time. It was before, if I remember right, it was before Google had acquired them.
Probably, yeah.
If you like old stories like this,
Yeah.
I just want to recommend the ANMA podcast, which Jeff and I just launched the other day.
You guys like premiered it like number 3 on Comedy Podcast, didn't you?
Yeah.
Or something like
on
that.
Spotify. I think it was like number 12 podcast overall.
That's
it's,
great.
it's an incredibly niche podcast. I can't recommend it to anybody. I don't know why anyone listens. But if you want to try it, it's ANMA, the ANMA podcast.
ANMA.
It's all old stories. We try to talk about like what Austin was like in the 90s and the early days of Rooster. I don't even think we've even talked about Rooster Teeth really. Oh, yeah, we have a little bit. But it's like how we met and just like what the city was like back then. We
And
just
you guys
recorded.
always film like on location somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
and we record at coffee shops around town.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is interesting because even going to different locations helps us remember stories and things that happened in that part of town.
Unlocks memories, like your pencils.
Yeah, except episode 2, which we filmed in studio because Eric says it was raining, even though it wasn't raining outside.
I thought I remember hearing recently that like memory is so location based.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why like if
Definitely.
you get up and walk into a different room, you can forget what you were. Or I guess if you go to a coffee shop that you haven't been to in years, you can be like, oh, all these memories come flooding back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought of a memory of another deleted file that like was really bad for me.
Yeah.
It was when I was a kid, and it's Breath of Fire 2. And my mom, like my brother wanted to borrow some games to take to his friend's house. It's like, no, Mom, they'll erase my save file. Like, it's Wild West territory at this friend's house.
Yeah.
It's not safe. And she was like, let him take the video game. Take it. And it comes back, and I lost my Breath of Fire save, which I was at the very end of the game, and when I was a kid, I would like, I want to get to level 99 with everyone, and so I hadn't beaten the game, but I was like, just
You're doing that
just
grind,
like
yeah.
grinding for whatever's sake, because I was like,
Yeah, it's
You got a kid and you have time.
Yeah.
kid. That's like the one game you bought that you have for a while. So.
Yeah, and then I remember I was so mad at my brother, and then my mom was like, she was like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't let him take it, and then so I made my brother. I was like, I started a new game. I was like, you have to grind my characters anytime I want, like
Phrasing.
Yeah. Grind my characters.
You should have done that. Your sister, you have to go get me a new baseball.
Go find Jose
Well, but I
Cruz.
was like, you have to
Yeah.
level him up.
Yeah.
Whenever
Yeah.
like he was like, he's like, all right,
God.
Get to work.
yeah, get to work.
At one time, I was at a sleepover at a friend's house. I must have been in elementary school. And
The one time that you're at a sleepover.
Yeah, the one time.
well, when you hear the story, you'll understand why. He owned The Legend of Zelda on the NES, and I didn't. So it was like, oh, like this is a cool game. I really like playing this.
Yeah.
So I started playing it, and like everyone went to sleep, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay up all night and play The Legend of Zelda. And I stayed up all night playing it. And like the next morning, I went to show them like how far I'd gotten in the game. Everyone's like waking up. I'm like, oh, check it out. And I show them. They're like, oh, that's really cool. My friend's like, you didn't delete my save, right? I was like, no, it's still on there. Because remember, it had 3 save slots. So like I restart the NES to show him, and all 3 slots are empty. I don't know what happened, but my game was gone. His game was gone. Everything was gone. I was like, I swear I didn't erase your game.
Oh no.
The battery,
Something happened.
the battery died.
The internal battery.
Right, the internal battery. Like it was just.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't do that. I swear, I was super careful.
So
not
that's
to
why
do
it
your
was the
thing.
one sleepover
That's
you
why
went
it was the one time.
I had the exact same experience with Zelda though. I went to a friend's house, and we were going through games, and then I never played an RPG or any that kind of game, or even a game with a save file before, and we did it. I was like, oh, this is the coolest game ever, and I stayed up all night playing, and my friend had fallen asleep, and I just stayed up all night playing
Yeah.
it. Like
That's it. When you're a little kid, like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff's so cool.
I remember. Did you ever have? You mentioned Game Boy earlier. Did you ever have the moments where you're like leaving a Game Boy on, but also because you're not at a save point, you gotta go do something else, but you're also terrified that the battery is gonna run out.
I know.
The first time I ever finished Super Mario Brothers on the NES,
Yeah.
like of course I was a little kid, I was playing it. Like I was in the final castle in Bowser's castle. I was about to encounter him, and my mom was like, "Hey, come on, we have to go to the post office." And I was like, "But I'm about to beat the game." She's like, "No, we have to go to the post office right now before they close." And I was like, "Yeet." So like I paused it.
Oh,
And
no.
like, I left the NES on, but turned the TV off.
I used to do that all the time. Me and my
Went
brother-
with my mom to the post office, came back and turned the TV on, and it was still saved. It was still there. I was like, "Oh, thank
I
God."
thought you were gonna say it died.
No,
and, like,
No,
erased
that's the first time I
everything.
ever beat Super Mario Brothers. Was I had to stop partway through.
Me and my brother did that all. We'd be like, just pause it, and we'll just turn the TV off, and she won't know that
No
it's
one
still
knows the
on.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like we'd go to the mall for like 4 hours, and then get back. It's like, all right, we're still good.
We're good. And then the one time it freezes, you're like,
Yeah.
Yep.
All those old little kid
Being
problems.
a kid, I still remember just
yeah.
like not having any responsibility
Mm-hmm.
and how like summers were just free time all the
Summer.
time doing whatever the hell you want. And then when you
Yeah.
have a job, it's
Man,
There is no
never
summer.
off.
summer was fun.
Summer was
Summer can still be fun at rtxevent.com July 1st to 3rd here in Austin.
yeah, come celebrate RTX and my birthday.
Woo!
Do it. I'm
If for no other reason.
I'm so bummed. This is gonna be the first RTX I miss.
I know. Cool. Have you talked about what you're gonna be doing yet? Or
We've hinted.
Okay.
I've said before, I'm moving to Japan.
Oh,
I wasn't sure if you had to bring it up.
Say it in a riddle.
where am I going?
Where am I going? Tee hee hee. I don't know the next part.
Yeah.
You'll be chasing the rising sun.
Oh. Yeah, you're moving to Japan for a bit.
Yeah, the first day of class is July 4th, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I was trying to can I thread this needle at all?
Are you gonna? Do you think you're gonna? Because I know some of this stuff is gonna be streamed and whatnot. Do you think you're gonna tune in to any RTX stuff?
I'm gonna, I'll 1,000% tune in. I don't know if I'll be able to just hop on any, because we talked about is there some people
a
we could
call-in?
pull you on an iPad and be FaceTime, but
The times difference is kind of
14
rough.
hours, yeah, because when it's 10 a.m. here, it's midnight there.
And you're
so-
going to be moving to a new country, so
Yeah.
it'll be hard to be let me jump on a live stream.
Exactly. I don't even know if I'll have my computer set up.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
anything, so.
Yeah, we had Raina Scully do that remote podcast segment one time, and even that was Courtney, we had to do that
Super-
late
I
here.
think we
Yeah.
did it.
So it
Did we
was-
do 8 p.m. our
We did
time?
8
It was
p.m.
like 7 a.m.
It was
her time.
really early for her.
I forget.
I've been trying to fit. I've been slow key doing math. I'm okay, if I want to stream still, I want to stream with friends. How do I
Yeah,
hook this up?
can you still play Among Us with us?
I think so. Well, I'm planning it out. If people start at 6, then that means that I'm up at 4 a.m.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know the lobby that Alfredo has on Saturdays is 5 to 8 p.m. Central.
Yeah,
So that would be
which that's a Sunday for me, so I can.
you could always
Yeah,
But
but
we'll have to find some times.
and then it's crossed my fingers hoping that, because there's 2. I'm going over for language school, and there's 2 blocks that they're taught. It's 8 a.m. there or 4 p.m. there, and it's 4-hour classes, or 8 p.m. or 1 p.m.
Okay.
So then it would be if it's at 1 p.m. then I'm this is perfect.
Yeah.
I get the best of both worlds. But if it's 8 a.m. then it's okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm jealous. It seems like it's going to be such a crazy adventure to undertake.
Right now I'm so nervous about getting the housing stuff figured out, just because it's hard for foreigners to get stuff over there.
Even renting an apartment?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like there's several YouTube channels of people who live in Japan, just the expat experience of doing that. And there's one, who sent it to me? Someone sent it to me the other day. Was it? Might have been Ben Ernst. I remember someone here sent me one of those channels where it's been a channel like that for years, or an expat living in Japan.
Yeah.
But he's starting a new channel because he decided to get a pilot license in Japan. So it's yeah.
Because it's already crazy getting a car license over there.
Right.
You have to have, in order to get a car license, you have to have a parking spot at your work and a parking spot at your house or where you live in order to apply for a driver's license,
Oh
I think.
my god.
Because-
I feel it's such chicken before the egg. It feels.
Well, if you don't have anywhere to park,
yeah.
you shouldn't get a car. It's
I
It's
see
very
too,
responsible.
yeah.
if they have good public transportation, you
Then
don't
why would you need
need
it? Yeah.
a car.
Which
as
they
much.
do,
Like,
right?
It's so good.
So
you know,
jealous.
it's the same thing with I don't know, what I feel like guns, the way guns should be. If you don't have if you're gonna go hunting and have to, I think you should.
I just think there needs to be background checks and proper regulations in place
Yeah.
But
for
yeah,
that kind of stuff.
But
I
it's-
think we all agree on that.
but there's also a social utility in that, where it's it helps it encourages people to use public transportation, which then
Yeah.
also makes
It's good for the
incentivizes.
environment.
Yeah, and it's better for the
Better for the
environment.
It is interesting though, because Japanese automakers are why are the youth not buying our cars? It's they're expensive and there's
we
nowhere
got
to park.
public
difficult.
It's
transit.
difficult. The train gets you everywhere you want to go.
I was just talking about this with Kayla the other day. We wish the U.S. had a better train system
Yeah.
because her and I both love the train. If my day was entirely commute on train, I would be so happy. Or if I had to go to a different state or city, whatever, and I could take the train, I would gladly go on an exponentially longer trip on the train. if I
Trains
could
are
do that.
All we have is the Round Rock Express here.
Yeah.
Especially a lot of trains I've done in Europe, because you
Yeah.
can just be in another country, and you don't have to worry about airports.
No.
Right?
You know,
Yeah, I
You just,
there's-
hop on.
There's also
I love the
something to be said about. I'm totally on board with you guys. I wish that we had it, but there's also something to be said for the scale of where we live.
Yes. Yeah.
Living in the middle of Texas
Sure.
sucks.
Yeah.
It's hundreds of miles in every direction to go
get
to a
out.
different state or to do anything.
But it's great if like you don't want to drive, or you don't want to, or you can't drive somewhere, or if you don't like flying, the train is like comfortable, it's safe, it's like just the best, in my opinion, the best form of transportation.
Absolutely. I understand like what you were saying, like kind of devil's advocate point is that like I've taken the train from Dallas to here, and there's so many stops. But it's
Yeah.
like, okay, we're gonna do 3 hours, and we stop.
Straight,
And we gotta
yeah.
wait here in Waco
Well,
for a
but
little
that's
bit.
because we don't have a great.
Yeah. If we had like more of a high speed or more.
Yeah,
of
they
a-
are building a
Or like,
high
yeah,
speed.
expresses.
Are they actually? I know they've talked
They-
about it
for
forever connecting
years,
Well-
like
San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Houston.
Maybe they aren't, but I know at least I heard like continuing development towards that.
Yeah. Like I would love to take the train to LA
Yeah.
from here. Like that would be, if it was like a day, I think you can technically. I think it takes over 2 days,
think
and
it's a
there's
lot.
like transfers and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which is a pain in the ass. But if there's just a straight shot from like here to LA, that was like
There's
a
like
day
a-
trip.
what
I
about
love
if
that.
what if the stop was like up in Dallas or Houston?
I would totally do
Yeah, it'd
that.
be like connecting
Yeah.
in a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Also, just to not completely derail this conversation, Eric texted or
Oh wait, that was a
messaged
good
me-
pun.
derail. I didn't even notice that. Eric said it was raining.
It was not. It was damp outside. It had rained the day before, and it was damp, but it was not actually raining. All right. Well, I know it's a little early, but I feel like we should wrap up.
Because
just-
it's Memorial Day. We're
it's not
in
Memorial
Longview.
Day.
Not quite. This is coming
Next
out
week's
Monday.
Are you going for Memorial Day? So you're not going to
Yeah.
be in Longview.
Oh, I was going for Memorial Day.
That's the
Is
week
this-
after.
Oh,
You lied to everyone.
I thought we were doing this for Memorial Day.
No, we're doing this for
No.
next week because there's going to be something filming in here.
Oh, I thought this was Memorial Day pre-record. I was like, man, we're really pre-recording early.
We're not that ahead of it. Anyway, we're going to miss you, Cole.
Yeah,
Good luck,
I'm gonna miss y'all
in
too.
Japan.
And yeah, I mean, I wanted to come on to like first off, thank y'all for being good friends the entire time, but
Oh,
also
this
like,
is your goodbye.
this is my last podcast.
Really?
We're probably gonna do something. I'm gonna do like a going away thing with like people.
Please do.
Yeah, but I didn't know this
But
was
I,
like.
I was gonna get to say goodbye to the fans,
The
the artsy
audience.
fans who have accepted me and
We'll
made me
have
feel
to-
welcome here.
We'll
So
have
thank
to
you
do
so
like
much.
a little video for you at RTX.
Aw,
Like,
gone but not
hi,
forgotten.
Hi, Cole.
In memoriam.
We'll get everyone to say hi on the Archie
Yeah.
Podcast panel.
Yeah.
I guess this Friday will be my last day.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know either. Eric told me about it the
Yeah.
other day. I was
Oh,
like,
so
oh.
you're taking like the whole month of June off, basically.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
just
Well,
like
off.
so much to do,
Sure.
and I was
you're
like,
moving to a new country.
yeah, I was like, I was like, oh, maybe I can make it all the way to like June 17th, but it was just
You're
like
pushing it.
there's
Yeah,
no
you don't
way.
wanna
I
be
mean, I might need to
stressed.
be on a plane June 17th. So if I at this point right now, I'm trying to figure out what I need to do with my COE to get my visa. So
Oh my God. Yeah, take that time.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Cole.
Well,
Bye, Cole.
thank you all.
Good luck. And thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll see you all next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.